Joining us now, she is the host of the Ingraham Angle. You see her every weeknight taking shots at me at 9:59. Laura Ingraham, good to see you. By the way, congrats. I've not really said this publicly, but I've said it privately. The show's been such a big hit. Congratulations to you.
We're
so awesome. We're so glad you're on board. Let's get your broad picture explanation, how you see, what you see going on, and what should be happening in terms of what the president, in terms of his handling of it all.
Yeah, I think let's start with the staff shakeups. And you hear the other networks and the usual suspects going, wow, this is all this tumult, you know, all these departures from the administration, and they have their big scrolls of names and so forth. They're trying to create this appearance, Sean, of complete chaos in the White House. The president is untethered to any real reality. It's ridiculous. What he's doing is what he should be doing, namely getting the people in place 13 months into this who are going to support his agenda. Of course, they're going to question when that's appropriate, but support his agenda, advance it, especially going into these midterm waters, which are going to be very choppy for the Republicans. That means someone like a Bolton, although he's probably more of a neoconservative than I am. He's more interventionist probably than I am. Bolton is someone who's aggressive. He's not going to.
But he'll serve the president, right, in his agenda.
Absolutely, and the idea that the president's going to take orders from John Bolton is ridiculous. I mean, he didn't take orders from Gary Cohn on the tariffs. I mean, he decided to go his own way on that, and he stayed true to the pledge.
If he took orders, he wouldn't tweet every day and night, because a lot of people have told him not to.
Exactly, and I also think, Sean, when you look at what's happening now with the FBI, and Christopher Wray came out and did that interview with Nightly News. On the one hand, what he said was, I think it was very helpful to the president, because he said we're not political. I'm not being influenced by the president. We're not being told not to pursue particular investigations. That's not where we are. However, as you've been documenting night after night, and I've been trying to pick up the baton at 10 o'clock, what's happened is a corrosive atmosphere at the top that I think has bled down, and that has hurt morale at the FBI. That has hurt credibility and public confidence, that the upper echelon of these intel agencies and the FBI, they're going to call balls and strikes. They're not going to put their finger on the scale one way or another. Even if they don't like Trump, they like Trump, they like Hillary, they don't like Hillary. None of that should have come into play.
Let me ask you this, because we've been at this a long time. One of your great skills is you're a strategist. You think. You've seen a lot. We can give economic statistics of Ronald Reagan in our sleep.
Yeah.
Politically speaking, Donald Trump is a disruptor, an iconoclast, and he is not going to, he's his own man. He's not going to conform into what the media wants him to conform into being. He wouldn't have been elected if he was that person. So the question is, strategically, knowing there's this deep state, knowing that we're now breaking through on FISA abuses and a fixed investigation of Hillary and special counsel Mueller, what advice would you give him?
I think it's important for him to keep his eye on the prize. For him, it is the economy, a stable, strong foreign policy. But number one, he should stick to his campaign promises. And, Sean, this is where I'm going to continue on this tonight on my show. I've been doing it the last couple of nights. This GOP omnibus bill that, I guess he's going to sign, I'm really worried about that. I'm worried about it because it does not adequately fund. It hit the wall. It's like a little pittance, a little scrap of a fence, and it is not what he campaigned on.
I do have some insight on that for you, because I agree with you. And I was like, really? Fund the wall if you want to get reelected for all the Republicans. But there is other monies, as I understand it, that have been appropriated and will be appropriated, and we'll hear about it in the days to come.
Well, yeah, if we lose the House of Representatives in November, ain't going to get any wall. So that's why it was imperative for him to get a permanent funding mechanism. So my advice is, Mueller is going to do what Mueller's going to do. I think he can give great speeches about how this economy is going to continue to hum. We're going to take on China, but this is what's going to happen. We're going to have a bit of an uncomfortable moment with China now because of the tariffs. It had to happen. We had to rebalance trade. It had to happen. But on Mueller, let Mueller do his job. Give great speeches about the importance of a strong intelligence community.
Ignore the news media.
I would ignore the media. Talk right to the American people.
And ignore
Remember
Mueller.
how you got elected, Sean.
I think that's good advice. At the end of the day, elections are won based on vision on prosperity if you've been in office, and on peace, and if you keep your promises. I don't think it's any more complicated than that. All the noise doesn't matter.
Yeah, safety. People want a safe society. Law and order. Stop giving breaks to illegal immigrants. Stick to your promises, and you'll do just fine.
All right, Laura, great advice.